up, guys? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a video on Major Mitchell cockatoos. We have Mary Lee here. She tends to avoid me like the plague. So we're just going to pop out and do another video on Major Mitchell care, breeding, what else did we touch on? Diets and things like that. So yeah, stay tuned, come along and we'll get into it. Alright, so we're in one of Mary Lee's aviaries with a pair of her Major Mitchell's cockatoos. This is a mollusk cockbird, or Molly cockbird.
Yeah, mollusk.
Mollusk, and lead Buteri hen. In fact, we didn't even know we had mollusk Major Mitchell's cockatoos here until not that long ago, until we got this bird, yeah.
And we put the photo up, somebody mentioned it.
One of the Aussie boys got on there going, lovely looking mole. And we were like, what the hell is that? So how many pairs of Major Mitchells have you got here, Mary Lee?
Got 6 pairs.
6 pairs?
Yeah. 7 pairs.
Yeah. And do you find that they're fairly easy to breed?
They're not too bad. Not too bad. I've just increased the number of majors here. I've up till the last few years, I've sort of exported a lot out. Now it's my time to keep some of the birds and
Build up your numbers?
Yeah, build up numbers again.
They've always been a very popular cockatoo, haven't they?
Yep, they have. Yeah.
Internationally and here. There's always a local market here and there's always an international market on the export scene. So you're fairly successful with them. Do you find that you have aggression issues?
I have had one bird that wasn't aggressive to his partner, but they had 3 chicks in the nest and one was a male. And once they all fledged, the parent took to the male and ripped his beak off, and yeah, I had to have him put down.
So they're a species that actually does require serious management.
Yeah.
And we have friends that have had aggressive males in the past that have killed their mate.
Yeah.
They are a bird to really watch. If you see a sign of aggression in them, first thing you do is clip their wing, eh?
Yeah.
The male's wing.
But sometimes it's not enough.
Mm.
Sometimes you need to change how you have their nest box. You have to have a behind some tin so that the bird can't
Jump from the perch to the box.
Jump the perch to the box and put the hen in the box.
I see. So what you're saying is that sometimes the cockbird can get the hen inside the box and corner her in there?
Yeah. So that's why you see different boxes being made where they have 2 entrance holes or something. That is for usually for an aggressive bird, so that the female can get out. But once she traps them there, it's usually too late.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you find they double clutch for you or single clutch is the main?
They do double clutch.
Yep.
Not all of them. Some of them don't even lay. So, you know.
But that's bird keeping, eh?
That's right.
I don't know how many pairs of birds I've bought that have done nothing for me but have done it for everybody else.
Yeah.
The style of nest box you use on your property is normally wooden.
Yeah.
Would you use logs or grandfather style, L style? What would be the main style box you would use for majors?
For majors, I usually use the grandfather.
That's the vertical box.
The vertical box.
Yep.
It's about 800 centimeters.
Tall. 80 centimeters tall.
Yes.
Not 800 centimeters. That's 8 meters for all those people that don't know how long 800 centimeters is. 80 centimeters tall. Yeah. And what would the internal diameter be? 35?
But it's about a 30, I think.
About 30?
30.
Because you'd normally take the bird's length from the tip of the beak to the vent, wouldn't you?
Yes,
that would be the width of the box,
the
inside, yeah?
But, and they don't, it's a lot, people like to give them bigger boxes, but they like nice, tight boxes.
What are you thinking, Mary Lee?
I like to accommodate all my birds and give them a tight box.
Okay, recapping. Are you still filming? Yeah, we're going to recap on that. They like a tight box. So the main reason they like a tight box is, I'm assuming, it's security.
Yeah, they feel more secure, yeah. And they like a box where they have an entrance hole to go into.
I'm really sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. 1 second. So you don't give them open top. So it is a box with a hole in the front.
In the front. Yeah.
Sometimes
if you can get the channels to go into the front of the box, it's fine. You know, it
just smoothly goes in. Yeah. No Vaseline needed.
But this pair here had a log.
So so this pair here had a big thick gum log. It was about 2 inches thick.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And they ended up destroying that log in one season.
Yeah.
And you've used that log on multiple pairs. Yeah. No eggs, didn't produce anything. So now you've gone for the first time ever. You're using a tin box.
Tin rubbish bin.
They're just too destructive, eh? So you're hopeful that these guys will do it for you this year?
Yeah, well, one's hoping. I gave them loose wood in there, and I've noticed that they've chewed all that up.
Okay, so they've already been in.
There was a branch there with some pine cones in it, and they've all been destroyed. So yeah, let's hope.
Okay. So again, enrichment-wise for these guys is the same thing you do for the retail blacks, isn't it? So it's Banksia, it's gum, it's all that sort of stuff, and again, being a large facility, I'm assuming you rotate your enrichment week by week. So one block will get it 1 week, and then another block will get it another. Yeah. You'd have no trees on the property if you were to do it every day.
Time for trees. Yes. We have trees for Africa here.
They are a beautiful bird. I can't stress enough. Majors are a stunning bird. I just remember seeing that,
One thing you must do is make sure that you put them behind secure wire.
Oh, that's huge with majors.
I have got other pairs behind this wire, but this pair here, I can see I've already had to patch one part there, but I already see up the top there where they've stripped the wire there. That is because they destroy everything.
Major Mitchells are chronic chewers, aren't they?
And this pair is exceptional.
Exceptionally chewers. So Major Mitchells are quite destructive, aren't they? They're probably most destructive of the cockatoos.
I think so. Yes. Yeah.
So big, thick, sturdy branches, big, heavy gauge mesh, and even this is what? This is 2 mil.
No, this is 1.6.
1.6.
2 mil would be fine.
2 mil would be safe.
Yeah. But this here is a bit fine. But I've got all my other ones behind this wire. It's just
this one pair.
And that's why you've got to understand your birds. They are not every bird is of that species is going to be the same. And if you monitor them close enough, and when you go into the aviaries, check your wire. You just never know when you're going to have that issue.
Okay.
And within just one more pull of that wire there,
they'll be out.
And a couple of nips this way, they'll be flying free.
So
that's not what we want. We want them flying free in an aviary, not outside in the wild.
No, for
sure. I've got to say, when they are in the wild flying, they are beautiful. Yeah. But it's not what
they're on my bucket list to see in Australia.
Yeah.
I'm actually, where Lisa and I are looking at going to Parrots 2026.
Yep, I'm too.
You are too?
Yep,
Good to hear. And I'm going to hit Jade Welsh up about trying to take us out to see some wild majors.
It'd be lovely. Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
So
I want to go over and see the palm cockatoos.
Oh, you want to go up Cape York
Yeah,
to the, what is it, the Iron Range?
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
Go
cool.
with John Griffiths.
Yeah, that'd be pretty special.
About 6 years ago, I was going, and I don't know. It's
Babies got in the way?
Babies got in the way, yeah.
Yeah, because you're hand rearing all year round, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah. Not so bad. It's not so bad now that I don't do lorikeets. Lorikeets, it was just continual all year round.
So with majors, their diet is fairly similar to what you would give a black, but you would give less of the sunflower, I'm assuming?
Less of the sunflower, yeah. These can get a beast.
I mean, these are in good nick. You can see it. They're nice body condition wise and all that sort of stuff. So you'd give just a general parent mix, maybe dilute the sunflower down a little bit.
Yeah, well, the parent mix doesn't have a lot of sunflower in it. You can get the special one with more sunflower. But for the blacks, I add extra New Zealand
brown, grey or black?
Black, because the black is the grey is usually imported, and that goes through the heat system and it kills. Whereas for the black sunflowers, that's what you use for your sprouting. Once it's gone through the heat machine, it just kills
nutritional value. Yeah. So okay, so that's your off-season diet would be your dry seed, and maybe a few vegetables every now and again.
Yes.
And then once it goes to the breeding season, I'm assuming you would be giving like a soak and sprout, super sprout, something along those lines.
I do super sprout. And because the soak and sprout, the original soak and sprout, it's very fine seed, and that you waste a lot of it. Whereas a super sprout, you get the bigger seeds in there.
The mung beans and all that sort of stuff.
And that all comes from Top Flight here in New Zealand. So
if you don't know, Top Flight is one of New Zealand's largest birds feed companies, and most of it is grown in New Zealand, so most of it is actually able to be sprouted.
Yeah. So
are they good for pets?
Sorry?
Are they good for pets?
Majors? To be honest, not many people keep major Mitchells as pets in New Zealand, do they?
No. Because once they reach maturity, they can get quite
the cockbirds can get quite aggressive. Yeah.
So as for young, they're fine, but once they get maturity, they turn into a bit feral.
But the hens have, I suppose, some level of pet potential.
Yeah. And the good thing is, if you do have one of these, they will revert to a breeder.
Okay.
It's a bit like a galah.
Right.
They can revert to breeders, whereas, we were talking about the red-tailed blacks the other day, that they are not good
at reverting.
If you've made them into
a male is a pet once, it's a pet always with blacks, but with major Mitchells, you can put them in an aviary, let them choose a mate. So flocking with a bird like that would be the best way to go. If you've got multiple hens,
if you're lucky enough to
have multiple hens. They're probably one of the more expensive cockatoos in New Zealand.
They are, yes.
In the Australian white cockatoo market, we're not talking about the Southeast Asian cockatoos. But major Mitchells will set you back, anywhere between 9,000 and 12,000 a pair?
Oh, 9, 10. Young ones, and then, people have been asking 12 for
breeding birds.
Supposed breeding birds. But, you do have to be careful. If you know the breeder and you know what they've produced, if they're selling it and have a good reason to sell, then you're going to get a good breeding pair. If you go to Trade Me and find, a breeding pair to a lot of people is
be suspect.
Two birds together, and or they've laid eggs. But until they have produced a fertile egg, you cannot class them as a breeding.
No, they're a bonded pair.
That is my view.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. It's you can easily be ripped off and scammed on birds by people saying they're breeding birds. So I would always recommend starting with young birds.
Yeah.
I'd always recommend starting with young birds. They're not a bird that matures late. They hit maturity at 4 years old?
Yep. 3
So
and 4
they will
years,
breed
yeah.
between 3 and 4. That's no different to a galah, really.
Yeah, but then there is the exception to the rule that you may have to wait till 6 years old.
Mm.
It all depends where they're going, I think, too.
Of course.
In their environment.
Having the right environment is everything.
Yeah.
And that, a lot of people seem to think that you can breed a bird like you'd breed dogs and cats, but birds need to be compatible. They need to be comfortable. They need to have the right diet. They need to be in the right condition, and they need to have the right nesting facility.
That's it.
And if they don't have all of those things, they're not going to breed. And that's a credit to you, because most of your pairs on the facility actually produce for you.
Yeah.
And they produce well. So clutch size for Major Mitchells is what, 3?
3, 4.
4?
Yep. I've got a pair that'll give me 2, and I've got a pair that'll give me 4. Then I've got a pair that don't sit on their eggs, and she can give me up to 10 eggs.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3.
We had a friend that produced 12 eggs last season.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with hand rearing majors, they're not as easy as the other cockatoos, are they? Because their crops stretch incredibly easily.
Oh, their crops do not seem to have elasticity that the galahs have.
Mm.
Once you overstretch the major's crops, it stays there, and you really have to work hard. You have to put a bra on it, and a bra is
a crop bra, so it holds the crop up and stops that sagging. So it means that the crop can start to come back into its normal position. Insert a photo. Lisa's going to insert a photo of a stretched crop.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal. Yeah.
And they're quite hard to bring back once it does stretch, eh?
Oh yes. Like I say, you have to have the bra on them for quite a while, and also then cut down on its food.
So you're having to feed less more often.
Yeah. The thing when it's got a stretched crop, every time you feed it, you've got to make sure that you mix the old food with the new one. Otherwise, you end up with sour crop, and then
which is every hand rearer's worst nightmare. Okay. Is there anything else you would like to add on Major Mitchells?
No.
Get a pair. If you think they're a bird that you like, get a pair. Never recommend them as a pet, but as aviary birds, they are just stunning. And watching them display together when the male and the female are sitting there bouncing their heads with their crests up.
Beautiful crests up.
Yeah.
It's just a sight to see. For some reason, they've now changed these. Have always been known to me, and always will be known as a Major Mitchell. But now they're calling it a Pink Cockatoo.
Pink Cockatoo. Overseas, they've always called them Pink Cockatoos.
Which is sad.
No, they're a bird. I remember.
No, it's not even a nice. It's just a black name.
Yeah.
Major Mitchell is very.
It's like when they call a galah a rose-breasted cockatoo. I'm like, just call it a galah. And then you listen to the Americans, it's a galah.
Yeah. Or a bird.
A bird. No, Major Mitchells, I remember seeing my first pair when I was, 11 years old, and I think at that point they were going for between 12 and 15,000 a pair.
I think I paid about 16 for my first
pair.
Fortunately, it was from a breeder that I'd been buying chicks from for export.
Yep.
And so I knew what I was getting, and that was fine. But I have bought breeding pairs from another breeder that was...
So you need to cut the sound?
Yep.
So what tips or warnings or anything would you give someone that wants to get into breeding Major Mitchell's cockatoos?
Well, if they've already got other birds and they know that if they are into breeding, then yes, you can go straight and buy a Major Mitchell pair. But if you are just starting in birds, it's better to start with galahs. And then work up to the Major Mitchells, in my point.
I agree. I mean, it's an expensive exercise to go down the route of spending $10,000 on a pair of birds for hoping and then to have a disaster like an aggressive cockbird or not the right mesh on the aviary or not understanding how to hand rear and incubate and all that sort of stuff. So I completely understand what you're saying, and that makes perfect sense. And galahs are fairly easy to breed and would be a really good way to start, eh?
but you have, you have said, and we've said in the past interview, where start with a bird that you really love. But and if you really love a major mitchell, I think because of the outlay that you have to do, it is better to start with a galah and then get to know how to feed them and hand rear them. Because it's, if you have issues, it's not as an expensive issue as you have if you have a problem with the majors, if one of them dies or something like that.
You quite often get people that have had majors for a long time and they lose a cock or a hen and they go into an absolute panic. Yeah. And they end up selling all their majors off straight off the bat because they're terrified that they're going to lose out on all of this money that they've invested into it. Money's not the main be-all and end-all in aviculture and keeping birds, but when you're spending $9,000, $10,000, $11,000, $12,000 on 2 birds, if you don't have the foundational knowledge, you're highly likely something's going to go wrong.
Yeah. And if you lose a bird, and it's an expensive bird, that could put you off aviculture for life.
It put me off majors.
Well, we know that.
Yeah. Put me off majors. I lost a hen, and then nobody told me the cockbird was a hen killer. I went and bought another hen. He then killed that one, and that's when I just went, I never want majors again. I went in with Mary Lee on that pair we were just filming, and then within a couple of months I went, do you want to buy me out? Because I freak out that the cockbird's going to kill the hen. And without that foundational knowledge, being able to watch your birds, understand your birds and all that sort of stuff, and how to fix issues before they arise, it's a hard one.
Yeah, you've got to, I'm a firm believer in cut their wings. Cut the male wing.
There's no doubt about it.
That he can't chase them. The hen then can get away.
Yep, there's no doubt about it. And not both wings. One wing. If you do both wings, all he has to do is flap a little bit harder and he'll still make it to the end of the aviary. One wing throws them off balance. They only do it once or twice and then they learn they can't fly.
Yeah.
If you're clipping a pet bird, I always recommend 2 wings because you want that bird to be able to glide down. I don't agree with clipping.
I do. I do for pet birds.
That's the difference between her and I.
People buying a pet bird, their first pet bird, they don't understand the necessity of keeping windows closed and things like that. And the next thing, their bird's out the window or somebody's left the door open.
Fly screen, guys. Fly screen.
So I am not against trimming wings. I do that for quite a few of my customers, or my clients, sorry. So yeah, but other people are against it. But I
think it's a personal choice.
Yeah.
I'm not an advocate for it personally.
Yeah.
However, I completely understand what you're saying. Most situations the risk can be mitigated.
Yeah,
fly screen on the windows, all that sort of stuff is helpful. But hey, each to their own.
Yeah, but especially now here in New Zealand, in Auckland, where we have this pest ban and things like that, the council are really onto birds getting free. And if there's too many of the one species, the next thing you know, the council wants to put that on the ban list.
That is true. That is true. Well, listen, guys, I hope we learned a lot about tight boxes and how important they are when you're breeding birds. I want to say a big thank you to Mary Lee from Skybird Aviaries for just taking her time. She's incredible. She's an incredibly busy lady. She's 76, turning 77 this year.
Don't say that.
No, I can, because she knows it.
I know it. Got my birth certificate.
What you need to realise is she manages this entire place on her own with one guy, 1 day a week to come and do lawns, clean water bowls and help out. So for her to take time out on a busy day, spend time with us, wandering around the aviaries, talking about birds, we really do appreciate it.
It's what I like to do is my birds. I am proud of my birds, and I love to just go out there and watch what they're doing and film them.
And I know she sends me videos of her birds doing
Intimate.
and being intimate together all the time, and I'm like, best porn I've ever seen. But no,
All I got in my life.
but I can't thank you enough. Like, it is a big thing for you to open this place to us and to all you guys. You know, most people won't come to a facility like this or get to see birds like this, and for them to be able to, for us to be able to share that, and to have Mary Lee actually open her doors to us is massive.
She got
And
through that in a hurry.
we really do appreciate it. So thank you, Mary Lee.
You're
And
welcome.
listen, guys, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so we can keep making these videos. If you want to see more, subscribe. I look at the analytics, guys, and honestly, 90% of you don't subscribe.
So please
Subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, come watch it. We'll be making more videos with Mary Lee in the future.
Lucky.
We'll lucky for you or for us?
Lucky for you.
Lucky for you and lucky
And
for
next-
you.
And next will be Galahs.
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
And
we'll be doing a
then-
video on galahs, and I think we'll be running into breeding season for a few of the other species as well.
Amazons.
So the Amazons and
And
all
then the
that sort of
macaws.
stuff. Yeah.
Yay.
So hold tight, guys. There's going to be some cool stuff coming up.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Bye,
See ya.
and we'll see you on the next video.